is big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web. Or play it if you dare. At the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Welcome. Live at the bike. 200, no limit. Lots of chips in play.
Bell Gardens, California.
200 chips in play are actually mine. Well, they used to be.
Scott Groves and Terry Crow coming at you on your Saturday evening. Our outro performance now that the World Series is underway, and our main crew, B team.
They're coming back pretty soon, I guess.
I guess so.
Bummer. So you guys have to petition to keep us on live.
Well, we'll be in there.
And pretty common cast of regulars here at Live at the Bike, the 200 seat tonight. We'll get an update on all the names of the chips here in just a few moments for you. But anyways, nothing too exciting.
You want to do the intro of the names?
Yeah, sure. Quick name rundown here. Seat 1, Bruce, pretty common player here at Live at the Bike. Little crazy at times. Anyways, Seat 2, JD. Seat 3, Russ Fox, who actually just recently wrote a book on No Limit Hold'em. Fairly tight player. Seat 4 used to be Scott, but now it's Amir. Let's see if he does any better luck in my seat than he did before. Seat 5 is Sharif. Seat 6 is actually Sharif's brother Khalid.
They look the same.
Yeah, they kind of do. Seat 7 is Lewis. Seat 8, Jorge. And seat 9, Tim. Tim, a pretty crazy player at times, but he seems to be kind of playing on the straight tonight. So we'll see what happens as the night progresses. I know a lot of times players come down to the bike. Tonight's going to be their A game. They're going to play well, and within about an hour or two, they're back up to their old habits. So we'll see what happens.
Are we going to do a chip count at the beginning?
Yeah, quick chip count.
Okay, seat 1, Bruce. It looks like he has about 800. JD in seat 2 with 140. Russ, our I don't know anything clever to say about Russ. Has 150. Amir, who just came in the games, got about an even 200. Khalid.
It's actually a Sharif is in seat 5.
Okay, vice versa. Sharif in seat 5 is 80. Khalid with 100, his brother. Lewis has 560. Jorge at about 250. And Tim also at around $250.
And just to let you know, I was at the table there for a couple hours, and seat 1 actually doubled through me. He had aces, and I tried to make a move with a medium pocket pair. Didn't work, obviously. And then seat 7 actually also had aces and doubled through on a previous player that was here at the table, aces against queens. So seen a lot of big hands so far tonight at this table. Let's see if it continues.
And that was a $20 raise by Tidy Whitey, Sexy Foxy Russ with ace-queen suited, and no one was going to call.
That's the one disadvantage of being real tight like everybody knows that Russ is. He doesn't get a whole lot of action when he plays, and I mean, obviously that's a good thing because people are going to fold to him when a lot of people might come in with medium hands and try to knock him off, but he gets a lot of respect at the table because of how tight he plays.
This is true.
And it looks like we got
Sharif betting out
with Queen Jack.
$15. Queen Jack suited of clubs there for Sharif.
Sharif's style of play usually either works for him in an amazing way or it gets him with his hand stuck in his cookie jar. Sharif, real aggressive player. He likes to be the aggressor whenever he's in a pot. And so you're going to see a lot of raises from Sharif, and I imagine his brother with any 2 Broadway cards, stuff like that.
Looks like seat 1, Bruce is going to call with his 9-5 suited. Interesting hand there.
Bruce doesn't lay down a hand, period.
Clubs against clubs here. So we're looking at the gut shot draw for Bruce Almighty. Check to the turn.
And let's see if a 6 comes.
Well, we got a little paint, a king on the turn. This you're probably going to see a bet from Sharif, which he does. Looks at about $20, $25, $30. I would $30 bet by Sharif here.
I would imagine Bruce at this point is going to fold.
You can't really call unless you're going to decide to raise.
No pair, no draw, really, for either of them. Gut shot draw for Bruce
Yeah,
there.
in like 2 days or 72 hours.
And Sharif will take it down with his.
Go watch the whole game again.
And that's just the advantage of being the aggressor. You know, he basically
Yeah,
made
it's a month, right?
$25 off of what turned out to be an inferior hand. The problem with Sharif Styles, a lot of times when people catch on to it, he will get smooth called by monsters and then end up just pissing away a lot of chips there.
So it looks like we have pocket kings for Bruce in seat 1.
Nice.
We have seat 8 with a king queen offsuit. Another king is out in seat 6 with a king 10.
So let's see if we get a lot of limpers here and a gross overbet
And it
re-raise.
appears to be pocket 7s in seat 9 for Tim. So Tim's going to bet out 20 with his pocket 7s on the button.
And I can't really fault him for that. I mean, obviously he's going to run into a monster here in the
And
small blind.
let's see what Bruce decides to do here with his pocket kings.
Bruce is a re-raiser.
Looks like he's going to take it up to maybe 60.
He announced a raise. Let's see what he's going to do here.
I'm going for 60. 70 total. is what it
Nice,
is.
50
So
more.
$10 off.
Close enough. And every other suited kings are going to get out of there real quick.
So probably,
50 more.
possibly a smooth call by Tim here, or a definite fold.
And Tim Smooth Call is hoping to spike his set or, maybe
Well,
see a bunch of low
I think
cards.
to call this position is going to dictate this call, being that it's heads up. I mean, to commit another 50, you're not really getting your expected value here with just pocket 7s.
Yeah. I agree. The problem is we can see it here very easily that he's in he's completely dominated. But what Tim is thinking right here, probably either fold if I think he's got an overpair, or if I really think he's just got 2 big cards, maybe put him to the test and put them all
Well, no, I think
in. Maybe that's a tournament player in me speaking.
right, right. So he does make the call to the flop, looking for a set of 7s. Jack 8-10, a pretty good flop for kings at that point.
And 7s. At least he picks up another draw to go with his 7. 9 makes him a
Yeah.
nice little straight sucker
But You're
side.
kind of drawing to the low ball end of it, though.
Yeah.
Anyone with a queen, you hit your 9. So 90, no real call here by Tim. He's probably going to put on a little bit of Hollywood and then throw it away.
I think that's a good bet by Bruce. In some ways, obviously, it's a bet that says I have something, but it's also a bet that says,
I don't
90.
I don't
there's-
see how you're able to call this, though, because, I mean, he's looking at his stack. He looks like, well, it's almost my entire stack. If I'm just going to call, I might as well just push all in here. But
Exactly.
I think this is the Hollywood that...
And while Tim is Hollywood in here, we'll let you know that the Live at the Bike booth is still up in the Rio at the World Series of Poker. So if you're up in that area, definitely stop by and check it out.
Supposed
They
to
got
be
a lot
a
of
party
freebies.
going on there.
Yeah, I bet there is. As people are getting funneled out of that room by the hundreds every day.
We have the bombshell models accompanying Bartholomew there, and Tim does
Nice.
throw away his 7s.
And it's about a $150 pot with little effort and little concern.
Kings are good.
What I'm kind of interested to see is if Tim's the type of player where if an ace would have came on the board, does he shut down there, kind of stop and go, or is he still going to bet out there with his kings? I'm always interested in how people play their kings if there's an ace on the board.
But a queen.
Bruce, yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Bruce. Sorry.
You had a pair, right? That's what I thought.
So I'm sure we'll be able to see that
Because I had a pair. I
as of the gentleman from last night
real bad flop for 7. Huh?
with the kings and the ace on the board, playing that in an interesting way. You were out of the booth, though, by then. That was
Yeah,
the,
I'll make
that,
a,
that was the last hand of the night last night.
I'll make a quick apology for last night, actually. I was going to do the commentary and came in here to play for a little while and got stuck like my rear end plus some in a 200 game. Got a lot of my money in with like 80, 70% favorite hands and just got crushed. So I ended up sticking around and making all my money back. So that's why there was some fill-ins yesterday in the booth.
You know what I mean? Seriously.
Pocket 8s for Bruce in seat 1 against seat 8's Queen 10, Varconi. The
That's
flop
what I
comes
needed
2
right
spades and King high. So this is essentially a good example of how the kings with an ace on board would play, being that the
Still, I would have
the
been
8s are
scoring
good
outside
unless the
hands
king
for
is out there, and he does bet it. So after the check with position,
And the funny thing is, the last couple hours I've been playing this game, Jorge was a complete calling station. Actually went through 2 buy-ins that way. I wonder if he's decided to shift gears a little bit. Not that calling raise with Queen 10 is the best option there, but at least he got rid of it after the flop, opposed to calling down all the way to the river.
And so far, the player at the table is definitely Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is the man to beat.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Talking about the hot models.
No,
in
we were
Vegas.
talking about you and not coming to the
Oh,
booth
me not
last
coming to
night
the booth 'cause I was
your-
stuck my
your
ace.
Your ace was being handed to you. I think my excuse for the ace not in the booth was he's in a really good game and
I
he
was
doesn't
in a
want to
great game.
and he doesn't want to leave the tables.
I was in a great game. I just kept getting cracked. That we had 2 decent players, 2 very predictable players, and 4 donkeys. And the donkeys just got the best of me for like the first 3 buy-ins. And luckily, I was able to come back and make a little bit of money. But yeah, it was quite frustrating last night.
Looks like we're getting 5 players to a $20 pre-flop, $100 in there with king, queen, 7,
medium
eights, and
pocket
ace,
pairs.
queen. Ace on the flop, 6-5. So
Ace Queen catches up real fast.
and that would be held by Jorge in seed 8.
Jorge,
Jorge.
otherwise known as George for us gringos. And it looks like seat 7 is going to bet it out with his middle pair. All he's got to think he's got to avoid here is an ace.
Interesting.
And there it is.
That's I don't think anyone at home would agree with that play right there. With 5 players in the pot, you're going to bet your 7s. I don't know if obviously someone's going to have an ace, and ace queen does smooth call.
Yeah, the real problem is that
Now your position's crap too.
your cards. If you hit cards in the playing zone, or if there's 2 or 3 cards in the playing zone, in which case now he can't bet.
Well, then now what is he going to do? He checks. He gets checked to the river. Shows his
Pocket eights.
8s, and ace queen's going to take it down.
So I found I found so far the only downfall of doing live at the bike, Terry.
Yes.
I'm very adamant when we're watching these when these players play about not showing your cards, not giving away information.
Right.
And last night at the table, almost out of a courtesy, because it looked like I was putting a move on the 2 blinds when I in fact ended up flopping a monster on the button. I ended up showing my cards, and I immediately got chastised at 2 players at the table. Damn it, Scott Groves! You've told everybody not to show their cards. What are you doing?
Right.
And so
I referred to you last night when players were showing their cards going, as we all know, Mr. Groves wouldn't agree with showing those cards.
I
But
wouldn't agree. So now I'm going to have to practice what I preach, and I was hoping to be more like crazy Mike Caro. Looks like we got a raise here with Ace Jack
by Jorge, ace jack offsuit.
in middle position,
Looks like
and he doesn't get called.
7, C7 there. Lewis is going to fold his ace 5 rag.
So I was trying to be slick like Caro or Sklansky or one of those guys, and do as I say, not as I do, and apparently that doesn't work out when you're just a nobody.
Would you like to announce our plans for this evening regarding our...
Tim, am I going to win? There's only one card.
Yeah, we're actually going to do a couple hours live at the bike here, the 200 game, and then actually because of some other commitments that Live at the Bike has up at the Rio at the World Series of Poker, we're going to switch over to a previously broadcasted game at about 8 o'clock. Might have seen on the archives, it's a pretty exciting high limit game with Jerry Buss and some of the other players. I imagine Yosh, one of the guys that hosts the higher limit
Right,
games here.
right.
So that'll be real exciting for anybody watching out there that hasn't seen it before. Tuan Lee actually playing in the game, recent winner of some big time tournaments.
Right.
Frank Marioni.
So
And,
the usual guys, Mariani, Buss, Tuan Lee, will have a selected performance. So kind of our farewell to the World Series. We got
Exactly.
Scott and Terry in the booth for a little while, and then we're going to put
Meanwhile,
some action.
back to top set here.
Oh, okay. So 6-5-3 on the flop.
And sixes with top set.
Timmy,
Looks like we got a little.
our orphan Timmy, flops a set of 6s.
Seat 6 tried to steal it with middle pair and got smooth called by a gut shot straight draw, and pocket 6 takes it down.
So 6.
He's going to show his cards here, I'm sure.
6 being Khalid there.
Oh, no, it doesn't show it. Yeah, so it seems all we got to do is start talking about another
That's what I was
subject, and all of a
just
sudden
gonna
there's a
say.
monster.
That's what I was going to say. We induce action by talking.
Yeah. So for those of you out there, we'll just shut up.
Well, then the game will go dry.
That's true.
Better now. Better now. My pocket pair match.
But tonight, so far, this is not a repeat episode, just a lot of repeat players. And
Flop 6-5.
then we'll go to a previously recorded broadcast earlier.
Oh, anything comes. 7 comes. I got it. And he had called.
And it sounds like a couple people out there in 2+2 land are having a hard time hearing the announcers. Maybe the table mic's a little bit high, so we'll try to get on that.
Do it before the hand. She told me I asked if I had to nice hand. No, but you should have said yeah.
And ragged flop here. Deuce 7 actually with the best hand. Imagine they can't feel that way, but
That is
If I
25.
slow play that hand, I lose.
25 by seat 2 there, JD.
on a steal, double gutter,
And a flush draw.
and a flush draw. So lots of outs there, I guess. Not the
Quick,
7 deuce.
how many is it? Quick. 15. Boom.
Oh, wow. You studied. I actually had no idea. I have to think through these things. My brain doesn't work that fast.
Word.
Word. And back to exciting live at the bike action.
I really feel like it's like we're going back to school here, being that it's like it feels like the end of summer. It's like all of our friends are coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys stay in Vegas, man. Keep making money. Seat 9 with 10-9. And a bunch of nothing.
King 7 suited of diamonds. I could have sworn someone said all in or no.
I think I heard a 20 somewhere.
20 from. This is really bad. These guys look alike. Khalid.
Khalid, yeah. Khalid making a 20 on the button. Stone cold position.
7-9 of hearts suited, connecting somewhat. We have 8 coming in with his deuce 3 of diamonds. 5-5-10 on the flop. So
Ace high actually good here. Backdoor flush draw, and no one's got much of anything.
Yeah.
I imagine they're going to check to the razor, and he'll probably take it down here just by betting out 40 or so. Wow, he checks
now
it.
he checks it. Too many people in there. 8
Yeah.
on the turn, giving I guess what you would say
Open-ended.
open-ended somewhat.
Kind of open-ended, except for everybody's
7-9
scared of
checks
every
around,
draw.
and a deuce.
Deuce
A
3 is going to
deuce
win
3,
this.
A deuce on the river is going to win by Jorge and seed 8. That's,
Wow, big blind
wow.
special.
So he's going to take down an $80 pot with a deuce.
My favorite is Tim speaking up. Send it. Send it with the deuce.
Interesting, what I found by playing tournaments around the country, whatnot, is that West Coast says send it, and East Coast players from like New York, they say ship it.
Ship it.
That's
Nice.
exactly why they say that, too. See.
Actually, Tim's a really nice guy. Last night he also was getting the worst side of some horrendous beats. You know, he's on top 2 pairs, somebody's on a set. He's on a flush draw, somebody's on a higher flush draw. And he's in pretty good spirits tonight for the rear kicking he took last night.
So we got not much of much here. Looks like we got some of the same connected cards. A King 6 of hearts, 7-4 of hearts there. We got a Ace Rag, Ace 5 for Tim in seat 9.
But ironically, we're still going to have 6-way limp action here.
Well,
I guess it's not too ironic.
if
It
we
is
want
the
some
200 game.
fireworks, let's commit some hearts to the board here.
Yeah, exactly.
So Queen 5-4 rainbow flop.
And Queen 3 actually ahead here. 3-4 kind of with a draw. Ace 5 got a little piece of
And the
it.
Queen's gonna bet it. Jorge with his Queen looks like he's betting now about 25.
4-7 with a pair. Bottom.
4-3
No kicker.
with a bottom.
I don't know now.
Yeah, a lot of bottom feeders on that hand. Queen 3 going to take it down.
Queen is good, and
The power of betting into the limp pot. And every table has its different dynamics and whatnot. One dynamic about this game, it hasn't been a real chatty table. Usually when Tim's at the table, a lot of people are talking it up and whatnot. But
maybe my idea, I can announce my idea. Maybe some of the people at home, maybe they would be interested in this. Isaac's unaware of my idea, but I told you earlier, maybe when, I was thinking, when everyone gets back from the World Series, being that we don't have a camera in the booth, I was thinking, what if we were to play a $100, $200 shootout, table talk with commentators only? maybe I can get some responses from the people at home if that's something. That way you can see all of us. We can all play together. It'll be table talk, so it's just a bunch of characters joking around. And I was, I understand shootouts being somewhat kind of boring to watch.
Oh, no, it'll be exciting.
But if we do like 15-minute rounds, it'll take us an hour and a half, and then we can do our standard maybe 200 game, that sort of thing.
Because I'll either go out first or I'll win. One of the two. And then, let's see, Jen will be guaranteed to crunch down to like second or third place because she's ultra tight.
Right.
Shirley will either be first out or she'll win. It would be an interesting mix.
Right.
Meanwhile, Ace Queen and 10-9 catch a little piece of it.
Ace 9-6, 2 clubs.
10-9 gets away from it with the ace on the board.
So, yeah, I was thinking, we could do that and then broadcast our standard 200 game possibly, and then if we were really drunk at that point, every commentator could come in the booth and comment on the 200 game, but that's probably the worst part of my idea.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, so I thought that would be fun.
And so far it looks like fold around. Nobody's got much of a hand here. Jack 9 suited, the only one looks like it has any type of value.
Ace 3 offsuit for Bruce. We got an Ace 5 offsuit for Jorge.
I think Russ Fox is looking a little lonely in C3 there. Terry, you and I aren't there to talk to him, and he doesn't play any hands.
Right.
So he's just bored.
Well, we have Tim's got a diamond draw here with the Jack 5-7, 2 diamonds on the flop. Bottom pair for Jorge, and it looks like Bruce is going to bet it out.
Almost.
With not much of much here. He bets out, and then flush draw Tim makes the call. The king comes on the turn, so... Well, Bruce isn't in the hand, so excuse me. Seat 4. 4 of hearts on the river, so no pair for... no flush for the Timmel.
That's good. I was on a diamond draw.
Show both your cards. Tim
And
makes
that's the end of that.
Comment about the diamond draw.
Yeah, the thing with the flush draws in this game, obviously if you hit it, if he hit a flush draw or if another overcard comes to the board with this flush draw, he's obviously not going to get paid off. I mean, it's very easy to second guess people when we're sitting here looking at the cards, but with any type of flush draw, if somebody shows weakness on the turn, I kind of like to put a little feeler bet out there. Maybe get the guy to fold. Kind of a semi-bluff on the turn, only if somebody shows weakness.
Right.
Obviously you get check raised all in, okay, you're done with the hand, but at least give yourself a chance to win just in case you miss on the river.
I think that if you bet out 20 after making your flush draw, something like that, you're probably going to get paid off because the guy's going to check to you, worrying about the flush, and if you make a small bet, he'll call it so long as it's smooth. And the thing is, unless the guy's betting into you, like pretty good and juicing the pot on his own, and you're able to call then catch, then you're going to get paid off. But if he's checking it to you, as soon as he checks on the turn, if you're going to put in that feeler bet, he's probably just going to call anyways. So
yeah, that's a good possibility.
I mean, that's.
You do get a lot more calling stations here at the 200
and
game
a set
than
of
any other game.
sixes for another set of sixes there for seat 7.
Luis.
Let's
see how he plays it.
So he's going to bet it out, his 20.
Scary board there with the flush draw, kind of.
Possibly.
And nobody's got anything to play back at him or even kind of draw out on him. So that was a little anticlimactic for middle set. So kind of in a lull right now with not too much tournament action going on. We have the Hold'em Frenzy coming up starting next week, and then
tomorrow.
Yes. Starting tomorrow, actually. Good
Starts
news.
Tomorrow.
Nice. A lot of $100 and $200 no limit.
Actually, I believe it's 100 every single day for 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's a capped field at about 304 every single day for 2 weeks up until the Legends starting on the 28th.
So if any of you want to come down here and play some 100 tournaments, get your game in shape for the Legends tournament, some of the bigger ones. Even though a lot of people look at the $100 buy-ins as kind of a crapshoot, I think leading up to Legends, a lot of people might be playing a more solid game.
Those fields will be packed every day. The flop, ace.
Huge.
Ace 4, 10 there.
Ace 10 flops top 2 pair.
Top 2 and 2 spades. No one with a draw there. I'm sure Bruce bets out at 20 with his top 2, and everyone's going to fold.
Yeah, no pair, no draw for anyone else. That's almost like a bad beat in itself when you have a real strong hand like that. I mean, ace 10 is not that monstrous before the flop, obviously, but flop top 2 pair, and you can't even get anybody in there with like ace rag to peel one off for $20.
Right. I think the way to make money in these games, though, is just to consistently pick up small to medium pots without having to, get caught up with the megalos pushing all in for a couple hundred pre-flop.
I agree.
You know.
Yeah, I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar last night because, there was 2 or 3 times when I'm looking at my hand and I was up against players you were just talking about. They're just crazy. Let's push it all in and see what the outcome is. And 2 or 3 times I actually tried to talk myself into folding, but it's frustrating when you have the best hand, but you're up against 2 gamblers. The best you can be is, 60%, and that's how I got so stuck last night. Is
well, the reason the person you got stuck to actually moved to our Live at the Bike game, Drew, last night. We were referring to the gambler.
Yeah, he is the gambler.
Pushing all in for a $1,500 rack in the dark,
Just out of control there.
So,
Seat 5 wakes up here with Ace-King after a bunch of limpers.
Ace-King of hearts. We have an Ace-7 of diamonds. Seat 5, Sharif. Can't see exactly how much he was betting out there.
I think it's about 35 there. He saw 5 limpers and $45 bet. He saw 5-6 limpers. Thought he could take it down right there with Ace-King. And
so it looks like Bruce, our action player thus far, with Queen 10 of spades. He's making the call.
And look at this. Russ Fox tried to limp it on the button with Ace-7 and gets his hand smacked by Sharif. And look at Sharif already grabbing his chips to go all in. That's usually the I have queens or kings move.
Well, I think that's cool.
Queen
Monster.
10 flops effectively a monster.
And Sharif does move all in, and he's drawing dead. He's drawing absolutely dead.
And that's the end of it.
6 of diamonds.
But Bruce has got paid off big time on a couple hands like this, just making kind of suspect calls. I don't really like 45 with Queen 10, although there was some decent money in there to lay him a little bit better odds. And Bruce just running over the table right now.
Sharif leaving his player's card on the table. Looks like he's going to go hit the slot machine.
He's going to hit the bad beat $5 machine. Already reaching for the ATM card.
So
I like to call Sharif Fokker because he's a male nurse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those
pants just weren't for style.
And those MCATs are really tough to ace there, Fokker. Greg RN.
Fokker. Love it. One of the best movies ever made.
Well, you know what, though? He's had...
And meanwhile, King Jack. King Jack, King 8.
Got a Jack.
Got Ace Queen again for
suited.
Bruce in seat 1. Ace Queen for Bruce. He just continues to pick up the monsters.
And play them correctly, if I might add.
I agree, playing correctly. And actually, one of the biggest hands Bruce won is after he kind of was tilting a little bit and made a suspect call with like 3-5 offsuit. He woke up with pocket aces the very next hand. And that's always nice when you look like you're on a steam raise.
Bruce is going to take it to 20 and get 2 callers, Kojak, King Jack offsuit, and Tim in seat 9 with King 8 of hearts. The flop comes King 9-4 rainbow. So
Kojak actually ahead here, but I mean Bruce has been on such a tear.
As well as Tim.
Let's see if he jacks it up here.
Lewis, who's been playing pretty conservative, but picking up some hands, hasn't been losing any chips. It's tough for Tim to make this call with an 8 kicker, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe you're not too worried about one bet, but with a bet and overcall. And I'm real surprised here, kind of Lewis doesn't maybe make a mini raise just to see where he's at.
Well, looks like Tim's going to make the call.
Because, see, here's the thing. If Lewis makes the mini raise, obviously, again, hindsight's 20/20, and we can see the cards. But at least if he makes the mini raise, he knows where he's at.
Right. I think the problem is by check calling there, I mean, the ace-queen Bruce put in the bet. This is...
And a blank on the turn.
The turn comes a 6, so I think... yeah, it gets checked.
Luis missed a bet there, I think. I think he definitely has to bet now.
And, yeah, he's going to put in his bet now. I think what I was going to say is regarding the re-raise, I think what you want to do in that situation with 2 players ahead of you is, okay, ace-queen Bruce, it gets checked to him, he puts in the bet. By not re-raising, you still have Tim to act, so who knows what Tim's going to do. And then you also have, maybe ace-king, for...
Aces, for all I know, he's had him 3 times.
Right. So by not re-raising there, it allows you to effectively do the same thing by putting the same re-raise amount on the flop by just smooth calling. If you were to put that bet on the turn in position, then you get to pretty much get to see the same information.
Because he's going to see the turn anyways if he's got a decent hand.
Right, without, or I think with a king-jack type of hand, unless you see these bets get really large by check calling,
I can side with Luis's strategy as long as he bets the river for value. Cause once,
which he did.
Yeah. Once Bruce checks the turn, you know your hand's good, and I'm a big fan of. A big fan if you're going to check. At least he bet for value on the river. And the funny thing is he got called by Ace Queen High, which is awesome because he made $20. It's like a $25 Christmas gift.
Right. So to the next hand, we have a seat 2 JD with a 6-7 diamonds connected. We got a couple of other random hands come.
Queen 9, King 9. Ooh, a couple 7 deuces.
So a Queen 8-3, 2 spades to the flop. We have a
Queen 9 actually with a nice flop there.
Queen 9 seat 7 there. Luis flopping top pair.
And it looks like
Check,
he's going to
check,
check around.
check.
Little bet.
An ace on the turn, ace of
Wow,
cards. So
check around.
That'll give seat 4 the ace there. Interesting play. Now he decides to bet when he did have top pair on the flop, but now he's just going to get called by an ace.
A little late there, Chief.
Right. So,
although he was under the gun in the small blind, so
no, understandable.
Betting into that large
but
field.
It's just interesting.
Miracle!
He makes trip queens on the river with Queen 9. Lucky catch. He's going to show his trips.
And Ace 5 says, "Damn, you let me get there for free, and all it did was cost me $40."
Amir in seat 4, I've noticed, likes to flip over one card at a time, and someone needs to tell him that both cards to win because he's almost thrown the second card twice in the muck before turning it over.
And that will cost you the pot sometimes.
So for those of you who just joined in, this is Live at the Bike, live cash games here at the Bicycle Casino in Bell Gardens, California. Wednesday through Saturday, live broadcast from 6 to 10.
Oh, we got a nice idea here by Russ McGinley on 2+2. If we do the commentator shootout, we should have Isaac and Evelyn do the commentary since no one ever gets to hear him talk.
Right, that's what I was thinking actually. And it looks like we have a Jennifer Bankston. I haven't seen her before post anything. I don't know exactly who that is, but she's requesting who the lineup would be and who gets the last spot. Well, I think it goes without saying it would be Yana, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So that's an interesting comment by Jennifer Bankston.
Oh, there's some interesting stuff here being repeated on 2+2. We'll just leave it alone. Okay, so meanwhile, back at the ranch, Ace King gets a bad beat by Ace Jack. Not really, though.
Couldn't ask for a more perfect flop.
And we missed out on.
Well, we missed out on Ace Jack sucking out, and then Ace King chasing all the way down to the river for his ace, which ended up not being a good thing.
So if anyone ever wonders why we're in the middle of a sentence and then it just goes silent for a little bit, we're probably reading the comments online, so forgive us.
The 2+2 posts can get pretty entertaining. And I know the other night there was some interesting photography being sent over on the 2+2 post.
Last night, yes, my co-host, Jennifer Bankston, offended by our Elmos shooting heroin and different Muppets on Rampage.
Pretty funny.
Pretty funny. Seat 1 with Ace Queen.
And seat 4 actually brings it in for a raise with 8-7 suited, it looked like. I believe that's what happened.
8-7 offsuit.
8-7 offsuit.
Seat 4, interesting way.
And seat 1, again with the monster hand.
So Bruce, probably just going to smooth call here. Looks like he's deciding what's the best play. I'm sure with his position and
Bruce is saying, I got the chips, I got the position, and I got the better hand, so why not just smooth call?
does he have position here?
I believe
no,
he does.
no, he's out of position actually.
Oh, that's right. He was in the big blind.
3, 4, 9 on the flop. 2 clubs, checks. So let's see if I don't like that play.
I don't like that at all. If
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
make that
just-
raise, you're going to make a
that's-
continuation bet.
That's stupid. Now it's going to give the opportunity for Bruce to see if he takes advantage by betting it. Looks like he's going to go to his stack. Yeah, that's a poor play by seat 4. I mean, if you're going to raise with a junky hand, then why not bet a
You got to
junky
have
board?
to make the continuation bet.
Right.
Well, that's also the advantage of having the big chip stack. Maybe he thinks, hey, I can't put on this move on this guy anyways because he's got almost 1,000 in chips there, so maybe it's just time to give up. I think that's one of the advantages of the 200 game. Actually, we were having a long discussion last night, Terry, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this.
What's up?
This is only pertinent to the minimum maximum buying games, the 200 games, as I was losing my rear to the crazy all-in moves and things like that. A lot of people were saying, well, you can battle through it. It's just luck. But unfortunately, on the restricted buy-in games, it comes to a point where it's not just luck. Because once somebody gets lucky against you 2 or 3 times, and they have $600, $800, $900 in front of them, you can never buy in enough to break them on one hand. So you can outskill them to death. But once you've gotten a bad luck beat 3 or 4 times to the same player in the same game, it's virtually impossible to let skill take over. I mean, because you got to chip them off 2 or 3 times to get all your money back. Whereas if you were, let's say, in an unrestricted game and somebody gives you a bad beat by going all in blind for 600, if I can buy in for 1,200 and crack them on one hand, then I agree that luck is not as much of a factor. But in these restricted buy-in games, I think the luck and the crazy pushing all in, once they catch up, I mean, once they're far out stacking everybody else on the table on chips, it's hard to let skill take over at that point, I think. It's just an opinion. I'd like to see what everybody else out there thinks about it. Meanwhile, seat 4 raised with pocket 10s.
Pocket 10s and Jack 5 of diamonds there.
Calls.
Catch a bottom pair. Looks like it's going to get checked to the turn. Another diamond comes on the turn. No, excuse me, 8 of hearts on the turn. So, interesting.
And
10s,
Jack 5.
10s are going to hold up.
Wow.
Interesting.
Can't believe Jack 5 made the call there. I mean, he's got a lot of chips.
Well, that's
and
Bruce. There's an example of...
There's an example of I have too many chips, I can't let go of my small blind.
Well, I wonder how much
Oh,
the raise
wait.
was pre-flop.
I take that back. It went the other way around. Looks like Jack 5 maybe. What is going on here?
It's okay. I'm distracted by whoever the girl is with no face right now.
Can we get a shot at her? Oh, okay, nice shot.
You got another player or no?
So we have one seat open. I believe Russ Fox decided to get up from the game.
Yeah, Russ was a little bit under the weather. He already
Okay.
won a little bit today, and he
Right.
mentioned he wasn't going to play too much longer.
So we have someone coming into our seat forward. Looks like Amir did move over to Russ's seat.
We have a little yellow post-it. He's going to be playing seat 4. And back in the hand, we got ace 4 suited, ace 8 offsuit, ace 5 offsuit. Ace is drawn a little thin.
It looks like 9-5 offsuit for Sharif in seat 5. That's an interesting hand to play. I hope he was in the blind.
I think he was in the big blind
Open-ended,
there.
and he does make the he makes the straight on the turn there with an 8 coming on the turn is 9. It looks like he bet out about 15 on the turn with his straight, and
Nobody's got anything to call him.
he's going to take it.
So there's the definition of the big blind special, folks.
Radio.
Everybody, good luck. Next year.
And we're just getting word, new player will be stepping in here in just a moment, so we'll get his name in a few.
Don't know his name quite yet, but
Oh, there goes the that guy right there. That's the all-in blind.
Jennifer Bankson asking some questions that we don't really care about. She was asking about suited connectors and other such stuff.
They were just over here because the 100 table's happy now.
wait. I have to answer this. I have a question. Since suited connectors supposedly only have a 2% advantage over unsuited connectors, why is it that Matt says it's okay?
Okay to call.
This would be
He's just a man.
So we're
not the proper venue to be answering questions regarding I live with Jennifer and we see her all the time here. She could probably ask those kind of questions at a later date.
So anyways,
So
a little
anyhow.
discussion about suited connectors. And speaking of suited connectors, we got some suited two-gappers with...
Pocket 7's JD and C2 on the button. He's coming in. The flop is a 10-10 jack, 2 diamonds,
8-10 connects hard.
8-10.
And he actually
two
bets it
pair.
out. I like here. I like betting it out.
I like here.
I like betting
Tim
it out
bets
here.
out his 2 pair with 8-10.
The thing is, if you bet out your set and somebody's got ace-jack, you're almost guaranteed to get a re-raise in there.
Dude, this screen is driving me crazy. He had trip 10s, excuse me.
Yeah, he had trip 10s.
Okay.
He had trip 10s, and unfortunately nobody had anything to play with him. But, everybody is so used to slow playing, because slow play is just the new standard, that I love when people bet out their trips or their
Right.
sets right away, because
Right.
if anybody has anything to play with to begin with,
Right.
instead of, them maybe getting away from their hand, they're probably going to re-raise you at that point if they have a jack with a big kicker, and you get all your money in, and then maybe they're committed.
I was here one morning early around 6 o'clock, and I was watching a heads-up match in a 500 unrestricted game, and I watched a guy flop quads, and he bet like a sizable bet right into it after a good-sized pre-flop bet, and he had he was in early position, flops quads, bets it strong, and what ended up occurring was he
Ace-10 connects with a flop, yeah.
he gets re-raised by the other guy going, yeah, right, you don't have trips, right?
Right.
You didn't make your pair or whatever. And the guy smooth calls and then makes the awesome play by obviously checking the turn with his quads, like, I was trying to buy it, blah, blah, and took down like a $8,000 pot heads up. It was the most amazing hand ever.
Nice. And ace-10 is going to take this down against the inferior 5-6, who caught just enough of the flop, apparently, to call a bet. So it looks like Jorge here in seat 8's making a little comeback after I chastised him a little bit for being 2 or 3 buy-ins deep. But I guess he decided to go from calling station to playing station. This refreshing break brought to you by Diet Pepsi, drink of choice in the bike, live at the bike prop booth here. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, seat 1's with Jack Queen, seat 7 also with Jack Queen. We've actually seen a lot of raising in this game with just any 2 face cards, and it doesn't happen this time, of course, because I said it out loud. Meanwhile, we got I guarantee you I would bet my next paycheck Tim is out on a smoke break, and we're still waiting for the little yellow post-it note to show
Jack 9
up.
deuce, all clubs to the flop there. We have Bruce making his top pair, as well as seat 7 with the queen high flush draw, making the same hand.
So 7 on a total free roll here.
Free rolling. 7 of diamonds to the turn. So so long as Bruce doesn't get the gentleman off his hand, I think the clubs are going to keep him in. Okay, gets check to the turn. Check, check. That's a shame.
And that's a chop. I've actually seen some of the biggest pots won or lost when people get all their money in, and one of them has a free roll. Somebody flops a straight with a backdoor.
Well, Luce is going to bet it and see that they got the same. Okay, let's see if the comment comes out.
Nice hand. Nice hand. Come on.
No, you play that junk. I want you play that junk.
No, I want a nice hand. Nice hand.
These guys are too tame to make the comment. Where are you going? Restroom? So now everyone at home knows Scott went to the restroom, so for the next few minutes, get our next hand going here. We have our guys coming in, changing the boxes at the tables, doing the collection. Pan around to the 2 brothers there. Guaranteed they have to be twins. Khalid and Sharif. Haven't got our player into seat 4 yet, but there's word that is actually the son of one of our prop players, Maury, so we don't know his name yet, but we'll get that to you. We have Bruce continuing his rampage of nice cards with Ace-Jack offsuit in seat 1. Got a couple of other random cards coming through here. An Ace-9, a couple of Jacks out. We have Khalid going to raise it with his Ace-9 in seat 7, and Bruce makes the traditional smooth call with his Ace-Jack, allowing the other people to bet for him. So 2 players, I believe, to the the flop here, or 3 players actually. King 7-4 on the flop, so not much of anything for anyone thus far.
That's just where I like to be in no limit. No pair, no draw.
Did you wash your hands?
Sure did. Twice.
So a king on the turn, expecting Bruce probably going to bluff it, which he does.
And nobody's been able to pick Bruce off here, man. He's just on fire.
He plays good, definitely.
Yeah, he does play well.
He's playing well. So the rabbit cam shows a 7 of hearts on the river. It effectively would have been chop with the ace highs there.
Garland asking actually on 2+2 about the commentator booth and whatnot. Actually, when we first started, Russ McGinley was our most avid poster and trying to get the word out there via email. So he sat back here for a while and checked it out, and kind of see how we make the magic happen. And then he realized it wasn't very magical, so he said, "I'm gonna go play."
You've watched way too many cribs.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's right.
Where the magic happens.
Actually, I watched too many Disney specials when I was a kid.
So King 9 offsuit. Bruce is going to raise it up with his button, kind of a tournament move, I guess.
Yeah, Bruce just decided to have a big chip stack, and I'm going to push him around.
C3 with A7, it's going to re-raise him.
Nice.
And Bruce is like...
Bruce is going to insta-call here, which kind of cracks me up.
And this would be Amir, our soft player in seat 3 now. Queen Jack 5, 2 clubs on board.
And hopefully A7 just goes all in here, man.
This is awesome, yeah. It's... Amir playing his hand wrong again, checking with a short stack, and unless he's going to decide to bet it here, he checks again. He's going to allow Bruce, probably going to
just
bet it,
take it down.
And again, very confusing play by Amir here. I don't exactly understand.
7 on the river would have brought
right
would have enforced the fact that ace high was the best hand, but safe card.
Interesting. So it looks like we do finally get the Bumblebee into seat 4 here. Let's see if we can get a name for him. That way I don't have to continue to call him the Hornet.
It does look like he has a
Cave.
And it looks like he's got the Thundercats logo on his shirt, so I'm rooting for Cave now because Thundercats were the best growing up, man.
So now we have our new player, Cave, in seat 4.
Seat 7 picks up Ace-King, throws in a little bet there for 25.
25.
And Luis is one of the few players at the table that I haven't spent a lot of time with here playing at the Bicycle Casino, and he's playing very well. He's tripled up here. He's playing strong, solid, no-limit Texas Hold'em, and glad to see we're getting some new blood in here that knows what they're doing. Actually, I'm not glad, to tell you the truth.
We have Bruce in a 3-4 of diamonds making the call. I believe the Ace-King bet out 20, 25. Pocket 7s in seat 3 going to make the call. So I believe we're 3 to 4-handed. 4-handed to the flop. 9-9 deuce here. So a nice flop for Bruce, the only player who probably has the nuts to make a bet. But Ace-King... Lewis is actually going to bet it out. That's
let's see what happens with pocket 7s here.
I expect Bruce. He's going to. Yeah, there he is.
And Bruce is going to raise here. I mean, I'm all about utilizing your chip stack, but at the same time, I mean,
no. This is nice. What are you talking about? What's the problem here? He knows unless he's got a pocket pair, that not only can he possibly get the pocket pair off his hand, representing trips, but if he doesn't, he's going to take it down.
Pocket pair is off his hand.
And I think he also is possibly keen enough to... And Ace-King throws it away. I like that bet by Bruce. There's enough in the pot to make it worthwhile. I mean, he shows his bluff. Deuce 3.
Well, he had position there,
he's playing the player. I mean, Lewis has not really done anything. He hasn't re-raised with that King-Jack, that one hand. He just check-called, I like that play. So, Bruce, I mean, you were commenting on the players and their styles, liking to see some good players and stuff. I mean, given they're playing conservative, they're playing okay, they're making calls, they're playing well, but Honestly, I'm definitely giving the trophy to Bruce at this point. I mean, he's tending to operate on a different level. He's been getting good cards, yes, but he's also he's been playing a little bit higher level, I think. I mean,
I agree.
Most people at home, know how to play the style that any of these players are playing, conservative and well, 7-4 deuce to the flop. Top pair for Sharif in C5 with a gut shot. Well, maybe a gut shot on the turn. Straight draw, but top pair there. Bruce is going to make the call with his bottom pair. And he turns two pairs. My comment was he's going to make me take back the nice comments I was saying about Bruce, but...
And he said all in.
And all in
and Bruce,
again.
Bruce continues to catch the cards here.
And Bruce just like, bam, check this out. So he's definitely drawn to a 7 here. 4 on the turn.
Wow.
Counterfeiting the 2 pair, but the ace is going to hold up. So
wow.
So once again,
so I don't know if calling with bottom pair there is exactly operating a whole new level. That's kind of just a big lucky turn for an extra $100. I mean, Bruce is playing a good game, no qualms about it. But when the big blind bets into that board, you have to know either you're up against a monster draw or a higher pair.
I think the only problem with calling chasing is the only thing you're trying to do is set up a play for the future. And with Sharif on a short stack, it's not really a great call, but.
So we got seat 5 Sharif with big slick ace king. Let's see if what he's going to do here.
This is definitely a time where I want my. I would ask at this point, being that he's going to rebuy, and you can see ace king. Okay, good. There's chips on the table. I would have asked for a stack from a player just so I could make the image of someone on tilt throwing out some chips, like really, sloppily,
right. He might get some calls here from some weird suited action just because it looks like he's on call. Sure enough, his brother in seat 6, who probably knows him the best, he goes all in with Jack 6 of diamonds, and so maybe he thinks his brother's on super tilt.
Right. He turns over the ace king, Jack 6 of diamond, turns over his hand. So, and
contrary to popular belief, Jack 6 not in that bad a shape here. He's only like a 2 to 3 dog, really.
So the flop comes 3-8. No, I can't read here.
5.
You tell me.
9, 8, 5, 9,
9,
5, 3, 8, 6, 7, 12.
Ace high is good. Taking his brother's money.
Hey, Terry, did I hear a niner in there?
One more hand.
What?
I thought I heard a niner in there.
Did I say niner?
Nah, I don't know.
I can start doing some
It's
Van Patten
from a
type
movie.
of stuff. Niner?
Niner? You hear a niner in there? Are you calling from your walkie?
What is that, airplane or something?
No, Tommy Boy.
Oh, okay. Sounds like an airplane comment.
Yeah, no. That's the Gladiator movie.
Excuse me.
And another exciting hand at Live the Bike.
I speak jive.
And looks like we got
pocket 8s for seat 7. Lewis.
King Queen in seat 1.
Looks like he's
there's
gonna
a
bet
shocker. Bruce has got a hand.
See, at this point, I would. Looks like Sharif's going to be coming in with his
20 more.
and a re-raise.
No, just calling. Oh, no, my mistake, man.
No, there is a re-raise. Yeah, Lewis. Wow, like he can hear what we're saying regarding him not raising this and that. He's going to re-raise with his 8s. 1-8 is already out.
And he eliminates 2 of the players that theoretically would have limped there. But let's see how he plays after the flop. That's what I'm more interested in.
Jack 7 of hearts. Jack top pair with the redraw by
Jack 7 in good shape
JD here. So let's see how he plays it. I haven't seen JD play many hands, so expecting a call by him.
If Bruce calls here, I think I'm going to have to retract your statement about playing on a whole new level.
I think
because now it just looks like with 2 overcards, no flush draw, no straight draw. Oh well, he's got a gut shot straight draw,
and he'll probably catch it right here. Okay, 4 clubs on the turn, no clubs in anybody's
See,
hand.
Lewis, I don't like the check here at all because he's only giving himself the chance to get outplayed.
Now JD's going to put in a good sized bet. He's betting 60 on the turn with top pairs, so.
Which very much looks like a flush because he insta-smooth called.
And it was kind of interesting. I mean, Bruce here, I don't see how he's going to be able to call, but I think Bruce needs to, at this point, he's got a lot of chips on the table. He's created this image of a really loose, aggressive type of player, but somewhat solid, catching good cards. I would like to see Bruce tighten up a little bit, actually, and lay with the nuts a couple times. So,
and Bruce shows his cards. Obviously, he's planning to throw it away, but
JD.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't show my cards that I made a call there on the flop with just over cards. I think that might entice people to start taking more shots at you.
Well, I think that I would have turned over my cards on the entire table so everyone could see what I was doing, and I might have even donated that 20 or however much it was on the turn, purposely knowing that I don't have a pair and that I'm going to fold, just so I can turn those cards over to set up a tight play image for the future,
Well, I tend to agree with the theory. The problem is I really don't think the people at this table are paying attention enough. I think they're still on stage one looking at their cards. Other than maybe Sharif, who's a pretty experienced player, I don't really think many other people are looking at, he changed gears from tight to slow.
Well, honestly, being that Bruce with the King-Queen was the original better with the 20 on the last hand, and the fact that the conservative player Lewis with just 8s re-raised him, I think at least Lewis is paying attention.
Lewis picking up on him.
I don't like the re-raise by Lewis. Only a 20 more. It's like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, it's a pot sweetener if you have something like aces or kings. It's not going to do any good when you have 8s.
Right. So
speaking of kings,
King 4, 2 hearts.
Oh, King
Deuce. We got King Deuce.
King Deuce
is
on
he
the
in the
cutoff.
blind? Yeah, in
he's
the
on
cutoff with 2 pairs.
He's playing on quasi tilt, I think. Makes a big flop there, and let's see if anybody's going to call him down. Nobody's really got anything here.
Bruce will probably call with just the gut shot wheel draw.
Seat 3's got a gut shot wheel draw, or gut shot 6 high draw.
Okay, so of course Bruce, who is contracted to call every bet, makes the call, and a queen comes on the turn. So King Deuce still good with his 2 pair.
I'd like to see about a hundy right here. There's a couple draws out there.
Right.
Flush draw. Now somebody could have backed into a straight draw.
It's going to get checked here.
No, I don't think Sharif will let it get checked.
No, I'm saying Bruce is going to check. And then we're going to have Amir probably going to check. I think this is kind of the point where Bruce is thinking.
And did Sharif say all in? Because I don't see any chips out there, but it looks like the action's back to Bruce.
No, there's a stack. There's a stack on top of the yellow you can't see.
Oh, okay. So he did bet 100.
He did bet 100.
Nice.
Which is a good play there. It shows a 9 of diamonds on the river, so.
Total safeguard. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play King Deuce suited. Yeah. And 2+2 posts have gone off the track like the southern track.
I think that's called a bird walk, driven by our good friend Jennifer driving the bus with the bird walk.
Post up some more pictures of SpongeBob using heroin.
Yes, if you're gonna talk about nothing, then let's see some SpongeBob Photoshop action going on. Because
seat 6 here wakes up with pocket queens. And seat 8 has pocket deuces. I haven't seen seat 8 lay down a pair yet.
3-4 of spades for JD and 2 Bruce with a 7-6. So how much is the queen's going to bet here?
I think seat 6, he came out firing like 45.
30 more.
I believe
45.
You're right. I think it was 15 originally, and then he bet out 45, so it was 30 more to call. And
might have been 35 there. I'm not too sure.
A little soft play brother action there. He throws away his deuces.
That was big of him.
Duckies.
Love the ducks.
So, Scott.
What's up, Terry? A little slow tonight, man. They should have had this camera on about half an hour earlier. They could have seen all the crazy action.
Weren't you at the table?
I was at the table, fueling the crazy action.
Yes, the fuel. So,
I kind of figured when the board is king, king, queen, queen, deuce, there's no chance anybody can call with any pair. And sure enough, I got caught, and somebody called with their aces. Checked it all the way down because they were scared that I had a king. And then, of course, has to make the call on the river because no one can get away from their aces. They hardly lose.
And
I had pocket sixes.
And if anyone's a regular listener to Live at the Bike, they would know you weren't caught in a bear trap, but you were caught in a cookie jar.
I was kind of a big-time cookie jar. I played it so well, I trapped myself
So
for $200.
Family pot here. King 4 deuce to the flop. We got a top pair with the king.
King 9. You know, we haven't seen a ton of pocket pairs. 5, 7, 6s. Not too many sets
Five,
since Tim quit flopping sets of 6s.
Right. So we're going to see a bet by Jorge with his top pair, King 9. Bruce with nothing but an ace high. You know, more than likely he's going to make the call. Tim with pocket 7s. One of those. He raises actually with his
gonna
pocket
raise.
7. Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Very interesting. So,
Maybe using the fact that everybody limps, so he doesn't put anybody, even if somebody has a king, maybe they're not on a big king, and he
Right,
gets
right.
King 9 to lay it
But-
down.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
Jorge makes the call
Oh,
with
my
his
mistake.
top pair.
Yeah, Jorge is not going
and,
anywhere.
and position, so I don't know if I like that re-raise.
I thought it was Khalid.
And an ace on the turn.
Now, here's where if you have pocket 7s, you make your big ballsy bet.
Right, exactly.
Because now you have the scare card.
And ironically, when Bruce would have made the call with nothing but ace high, he would have caught his turn card again. So he shows the king 9, he folds, and
Tim is going to show some discipline here and not show his pocket
No.
7s. Because we were talking to him earlier. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Fold it. Yeah, so the one time Bruce gets away from the fact that he has the biggest stack at the table, he would have turned a monster.
once again. Good thing he didn't have bottom pair because he would have called.
Oh, for sure. Ace kicker. But, you know, I know a lot of people that are willing to commit a lot of money to a pot, like, let's say they have an ace-high flush draw, because so many times if you at least spike the ace, even if you miss your flush,
Right.
you know, it ends up being good to a pocket pair or, you know, a top pair on the board, which is
Did I just
kind of
see
ironic.
something go by? Okay, no, I didn't. A couple of ace rags, ace 4, ace 7, ace 3 out there. We have
It looked like
king
we had
10.
pocket queens, but turns out we don't.
It's a queen jack
Is that a straddle
suited
or
though.
was that a $10 raise?
So there's a live straddle put in by by who? Amir in
by
C3.
Amir trying to get something going here after his
couple-
poor play.
A couple of rags, pocket 6s for seat 4 there. Looks like unless Amir picks up a monster, which he doesn't, he's got the Stu Unger hand there. The flop comes ace deuce 8. So that being
Bruce.
the case ace on the flop.
And check it out. Bruce makes top pair again with ace 7 offsuit.
But under the kicker thus far, along with all the other aces.
Yeah, ace 3 and ace 4, not in a bad spot here to end up chopping it, but
So
obviously they don't know
the
that.
aces make the call there. Seat
Seat 5.
Seat 4, seat 5, all with not much. A 7 comes on the turn, so now our boy Bruce makes 2 pair on the turn. The
Bruce with 2 pair, unbelievable. The
I-
action just continues.
He left the table for a couple minutes, and I was worried he was going to take the horseshoe out of his butt, but it seems like he decided to keep it in. He makes his 2 pair, bets out, what is that, like 100?
That looks like 100. And, you know, the funny thing is, obviously, he was way ahead anyways against ace 3 and ace 4, but with 2 callers,
Well, actually, they had the same hand because they were both underneath the 8 at that point, all the kickers.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's amazing because once you get 2 callers with ace 7, you can't feel confident about it anymore. Unless you spike your 7, there's
Right.
no way he can bet out
Right.
here.
Right.
And even though we know he was ahead. And
So a lucky transfer of events. First the case ace on the flop, and then the 2 pair. This is I'm surprised Amir is thinking about this. I mean, he's been playing really timid so far. So obvious how Amir's thinking about it. He's going to move all in and make the call. That's kind of interesting. I mean, Bruce has definitely got to feel good with how long it took. It's kind of a weird play. So
really, everybody here Amir drawn dead to an 8.
He's drawing.
Oh, and they're going to chop it.
Oh, bad beat. Call. He
Turn it over, Amir. Turn it over.
Turn it over.
Okay, there you go.
Does he even realize? He does realize. He pulls his
Chop,
bet
chop.
back immediately, and
And Sharif would have
That,
chopped it also, which is hilarious.
that's bad for Bruce. So goes from lucky to unlucky. Gets his money back at the very. They can chop up everyone else's money.
If the worst you can do is get unlucky for half the pot, I'll take it. That's the magic horseshoe I'd like to have at my rear end. Oh, bad luck. Yeah, you're right, Bruce. That's the worst luck you've seen all night, isn't it?
Right.
You had to chop a pot. You know, the funny thing is, I really don't mind when players, good or bad or whatever, are just on massive winning streaks. Either way, whether they're great players or bad players. But what I don't want to hear is a dissertation about how intelligent they are and what a great grasp and understanding of the game they have. Because they don't. You just got a magic horseshoe up your ass. Not that Bruce is doing that, but I was sitting at a table last night where there was a couple guys on just massive lucky streaks, which is fine. Good for them. I'm happy you're winning money, yada, yada, yada. I just don't want to hear somebody's master thesis on how great they are. It cracks me up.
So it looks like we have pocket jacks in seat 4, the first hand that we've seen Kave play. Notice the delay at home as I go down to the list to find his name.
Because it's not a common name there.
So Kave, you know, he gets a couple callers here. So
and he's got to dodge all 3 overcards, ironically.
And it's King 9 Deuce on the flop.
Oh, and look at that!
Big surprise, Bruce
hits
top
it.
Pair and,
Bruce hits his 3-card outer.
And Kave deciding to not only play tight, but deciding to bet into an overcard king is going to be unhappy to see that the worst player who's going to get called by is our boy who never goes away. He's going to raise it, it sounds like.
Unbelievable.
Raises it up to 70, I believe. And
the funny thing is, Bruce was so far behind on that flop with an ace out there, a pocket pair out there. He's got 1 overcard to the best hand, and he's got 1 undercard to the second best hand, and continues to hit his 3-card outers.
I think this is where Kave, who has not played a single hand thus far with jacks, is going, why did I sit down at this table?
Come on.
I'm in over my head a little bit, I think.
Just don't show him Kave. Just throw him away and be pissed off.
Well, I don't think it's even necessary. Even if he shows pocket jacks, I mean, the fact that he hasn't played a single hand, his image is pretty tight.
It's pretty obvious what he had, yeah. And
so Bruce takes down another one.
The good news is that we only got like T-minus 1 hour before we're done here, and then maybe we can go play back in the game and watch Bruce play a little bit more live. So Bruce continues to just tear it up with good cards, good play, bad play. Doesn't matter.
And it looks like we have a live straddle by Sharif.
Sharif, a big fan of the straddle. And goes fold around. Let's see what Bruce has got here. Bruce has got nothing. Wow, he folds.
That's the first hand I think I've seen him fold.
And here's the thing.
So okay, check this. Okay, never mind. I thought it got folded to the blind. So pocket 8.
Who's in pocket 8s?
In the blind. Seat 2, King 9. Throws away his hand. Pocket 8's, the straddle himself is going to take it down.
Nice straddle. And you know what the funny thing is? If I'm coming into a straddle pot in late position, and I really do want to see a flop, I'm almost always going to raise to like $20, $30, something to kind of slow down the straddle. Then if he comes in all over the top, oh well, it cost me $30, but at least I give myself a better chance because the straddle's like, it's just people love to push in a bunch of money on the straddle. I always like the mini raise.
In one of my latest articles that I was writing regarding poker tales and funny stories and whatnot, my comment being that, like I had mentioned before, when everyone checks to the turn and then the person in position all of a sudden discovers a big hand.
Yeah, he's got to bet out 50 or 100.
Now I have to bet out because no one else. It's checked. All of a sudden I have a big hand in position. Regarding also the same story or the same article was how it's amazing to me how live straddles always have the nuts, and you know, even with any hand, all of a sudden they wake up with aces in the straddle and bet out 100.
Of course. Okay, now here's the funny thing. Seat 1 Bruce is actually drawing pretty thin here to hearts.
And he catches his
hearts!
Of course, he catches his hearts. We also have
Seat
3 with Seat 3. Amir catches trip 10s. So
No, King 10.
Oh, excuse me. 9, 10, 4. What's wrong with me?
That's all right. No.
Okay,
C3 with a 10 and
so top pair.
C8
and
with a 10.
Of course,
the turn is the frush.
No, it's entered wrong. It has to be. Those are 2 10s, right? Those are 2 10s on the board. Those are 2 10s. He does make trip 10s on the flop.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's entered wrong.
It's not 9 10. It's 10 10
right,
4 4.
My comment being is that Bruce bet up the flush draw, and then now.
He's got 2 people in there with sets.
I don't like the trips there. I mean, they both of them just smooth called. Kind of interesting play, I guess.
Bruce is on fire. You know he's got a flush.
So now
they're king on the river.
They're drawing to their an 8 on the turn. So no full houses coming through.
This is just out of control.
Yeah.
I almost can't even
Wow.
condone Bruce playing at the Bicycle Casino anymore.
So he bets a callable bet, which he's going to get. I don't know. That bet right there was nice. King high flush, and he bets enough. He bets out what appear to be 50 on the river, so he's going to get called his 50, and he's going to get paid off. So a nice pot.
Yeah, that's
for
about
Bruce.
320 maybe, just under $300 there it looks.
Very nice.
But like I said, I mean, wow.
You got to love raking in a big pot while the cocktail waitress brings you your cognac at the same time.
Right.
That was money.
Especially when you had King 7 against two hands that had you dominated.
Oh, here's a $300 pot, and here's your glass of cognac. Can I give you anything else, Doctor?
Dude, if I was seat 1, Bruce, I wouldn't move one little thing in my life. I wouldn't take a bite of food. I wouldn't take a drink. I wouldn't go take a dump. I would just sit there and pray that my left continues exactly the way it is. All the stars are aligned. Poor guy can't even look at his cards. He's got so many chips.
And he does, and he catches some more hearts there. So I'm sure, unless there's a huge raise coming out,
9-10 of
he'll
hearts.
be in there.
Is it 9-10 of hearts? No, somebody else is with a 9-10.
I believe it's a 4-7 of hearts. So
4-7. Oh, you know he's playing.
that's what our older generation would refer to as in his wheelhouse.
Nice.
Like that, dude?
Nice then.
I know.
So here's the thing: when you're playing against somebody like Bruce,
3-3-5 trip threes for seat 7 there.
but you know what's coming on the turn. You know it.
What do I know?
You know a 6 is coming on the turn. Probably a 6 of hearts to give him a redraw on the straight.
Flush, that is. And
Oh,
the
here
Queen
comes
of
the
Hearts,
draw.
and there's the Queen of Hearts.
Ace 3 better bet it here. He's letting all the draws get there.
So, of course, him not deciding to bet enough, he's going to bet 30. Lewis, with his trip threes, is going to bet 30, which obviously is going to take Bruce nowhere but to the middle of the pot.
Yeah, because now he's got heart draw, flush draw, straight draw. I'm going to be real surprised if Bruce lays it down.
No,
of course
he's not.
Of course he's not. I'm surprised he's not going to re-raise.
Bruce is thinking about raising. What are you talking about? So, by the I didn't hear a raise, but by the way Lewis is acting,
Oh, no, just calls.
Okay. And the river comes another queen,
Queen.
giving the full house to. I would, you know what? I would not bet it here. Honestly, I would check it here because Bruce
Bruce is going to make a move at
Bruce
it.
would definitely buy it, and I think that you lose some value there for
Yep.
sure. You probably could have gotten paid off 100 stack easy.
Yeah, if you induce the bluff, you know it's
Right.
kind of like when you get a good tell on somebody, you know they're on a flush draw and they totally bomb the river. Well, A, they're not going to pay you off if you bet, but if you check to them, you're going to induce that bluff because you know they missed a flush draw, and that's a real sexy play. I learned by Mr. Kursar out there in the tournament, and it's worked wonders.
Right.
But yeah, inducing the bluff I think is one of the sexiest moves in No Limit. I say sexy a lot for being around a bunch of guys. It's not really cool.
I think that's why you say sexy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we got Jack 8, King 9, a Jack off.
We got a ace 3 suited of clubs there. We got an ace diamond suited, ace 6 that is. Looks like we have some random other hands coming out.
Ace 3 actually ahead. But and we'd like to make a brief announcement here. Bruce has folded. I'm sure he's folded a 7.
7-5 on the flop, so I don't recall if there was a 7 involved in anyone's hands.
I don't think
but,
so either. King 5 actually ahead
It
here.
looks
Let's
like
see if
Sharif is going to bet out with his king high.
And I've seen Tim make this move a couple times when he has second pair. He waits for somebody to bet their position or whatnot, then he makes a re-raise here representing the 7,
Well,
but still happy because he has the 5.
He's
Yeah, and there it goes.
he is going to re-raise
And
it.
obviously, Sharif is going to insta-fold here, maybe
He is
Hollywood
gonna-
for a while.
He is going to re-raise it. What I like about this play is, he just said raised. Yes.
And Sharif
Yes.
re-raises.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome.
Okay, guys, that was like a professional move style
that
there.
was definitely a professional. The problem, the best part of that raise was the fact that Tim only bet double the amount.
Right.
So it looked like he was definitely trying to buy it off Sharif, and he definitely sniffed it out there. That was awesome.
So that's a big time play. I really have a lot of
Wow.
respect for Tim's play when he does that. But
Well, I don't. I think
mad
that-
props there for Sharif.
No, that was a silly play on Tim's part. Because
No, I kind of like it.
No. I'm talking about the amount of the bet was definitely silly. Why, if you have trips and the guy bets out, why would you not bet it 3 times? Doesn't make any sense.
I
If you-
kind of like the minimum. Sometimes honestly, I think the minimum raise is like one of the most confusing raises in No Limit. Because it could say I have crap and I'm just trying to get a feeler. It could say that I have a monster.
I understand the trying to get paid off, that sort of thing, but by only raising double it represents a monster. But I think that time Sharif.
I think the
sniffed
problem
something.
is, I think if you're going to make the minimum raise,
That's a good idea.
Right.
you have to commit one way or the other. I'm going to make the minimum raise and call all in because I think he's on a move, or I'm going to insta-muck, which Tim did. So whatever way he had made up his mind, but I would have obviously preferred if he made up his mind to make the re-raise and then go all in. Then Sharif's drawn dead to a 9. But Sharif looks like he raised it up here. No, I take it back. Bruce raised it up with ace-7, and Sharif just smooth calls with ace-queen, which I don't know if I like the smooth call there, to tell you the truth.
So 7-5-5 to the flop.
So ace-7 goes from being dominated by ace-queen
And
to catching his 3-card outer.
And Tim catches his flush draw there.
Unbelievable,
So
man.
it's-
Bruce continuously drawing to 3 outs, and he's getting there every time.
45.
Bruce bets out 45 with top pair, with it checked, and only one player left in front of him. He's probably figuring, well, top pair is probably going to be good at this point. Sharif.
Sharif in a lot of trouble
Wow.
calling with overcards here. He's drawn dead to
Wow.
a queen.
Or a diamond redraw possibly here.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. When you're playing against a
Interesting.
player like Bruce, who's pretty much coming into every pot, I think the only way you can beat a player like Bruce is give him 0 value for any type of draw or any type of suited cards before the flop.
You know what's going to happen here? If Tim might actually possibly ruin this play for Sharif, but after watching that move that Sharif just made, and the fact that he has position on Bruce and he knows how aggressive he is, I think position's going to be the key. I think he's setting up a play for the future because knowing that Bruce was going to check the turn with a double board, unless he has the 5, he's going to be able to set up a play for a future when Bruce checks it to him and put in a big bet there, you know?
Wow. And now
full
Bruce
house.
is not getting away from
Yeah.
his cards at
Full-
all.
Full house there for Brucey.
Bruce continues to just strike gold over and over again.
With 2 other players there, I would have checked it with my full
Yeah.
house because
You're
if-
only getting
because
called by
you're-
a 5 or a pocket pair higher than 7s.
Well, the thing is the only person that's going to call you is either got you beat or a chop, right?
Right.
And the problem with 2 other players in the pot, if you just check it, they're going to buy it,
When you're lucky, buddy. No
Or-
one can catch you.
and of course everyone throws it away.
Yeah, this is just getting a little out of control. 7 on the river.
7 on the river would have given the real full house.
That's what I
7's
mean,
full,
isn't it
but
Yeah, just really getting out of control.
You can hear Tim's lament by.
He didn't have to.
You know, and like I said, I really think the only way when somebody like this, like Bruce, is playing well and running over the table by limping into every hand, I think the only way to beat him is to give him no value pre-flop. If you have ace queen and you think that hand's good, make it 100. Don't let him see the flop for 10 or 20 or $15. You know what I mean? And if you get caught with your hand in a cookie jar, so be it. But I'd rather get caught with my hand in a cookie jar, give you myself a chance to win, than bleed away $50 after the flop,
Right,
like
right.
8 or 10 times.
Right. That was 2 in 1 sentence, by the way.
What's that?
The cookies.
Cookies twice.
Yeah, cookies.
All right.
twice.
Damn
I couldn't
cookies.
call no more.
I'm going to have to kick you out of the booth if you are able to combine cookie jar, sexy, and styly in 1 sentence.
Ooh.
You're out of the booth.
Styly. Haven't said styly once tonight, guys.
So the flop comes Jack 3 ace with 2 diamonds on board.
And
You got
ace deuce actually ahead here.
ace deuce on the button. Lewis is going to
But
check
here's
it.
the problem with ace deuce. He's on the button in
And,
position with top pair, and he still doesn't bet it.
7 of hearts there, allowing everyone to catch up. Now C2 with the jack deciding, well,
No one bet
the
it.
jack might be good, right? So there's another play by Lewis, just check
I know
calling
he's got some real good hands.
his standard style of play. But he hasn't lost too many chips though.
No, he hasn't.
King on the river, so check. He's going to show his ace.
Ace.
Ace is good.
Oh, he's got your favorite hand right there. Ace deuce.
So thus far, I think Tim, you can definitely hear the microphone's right next to him, but you can definitely hear the. He can't get anything going, really.
Yeah, he can't get anything going, and the frustration's coming out. And I think he recognizes the fact. I mean, Tim's not the most perceptive player at the table, but I think he recognizes the fact that seat 9. I mean, when you're in a 200 max restricted game and you got $1,600 in front of you, you're either really, really good or you're just getting absurdly lucky, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Right. So Brian's coming to the table, one of our most efficient dealers here at the bike.
Real respected. And if his hair was blonde, he'd look just like Ken Doll.
Okay.
He's even got the same.
I
He's got the same smooth
I think
hair.
someone the other day referred to him as Nick Cage.
Nice. I think more like a Stephen Baldwin or Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin style.
Right.
Circa like 1987, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Well,
One of the best movies ever made.
I know.
You had a hand.
I know you know.
Coffees for closers.
Coffees for closers. No, the best part is when he goes, "Who am I? Who the F are you? My watch costs more than your car." That's the best line in the whole movie.
Didn't I say that to you the first time we met?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry.
Because at the time I was driving a Corvette, not a Suzuki. Now that's probably true. Your watch is probably worth more than my
Ace
car.
8 suited, King 9 suited, 2 spades there. King 8, 6
Oh,
on
and
the
look at
flop.
that. King 9 goes from second to first.
So
A flop of 3 cards.
Once again, top pair for Bruce.
Shocker. I mean, I'm perplexed almost.
It's amazing how many hands he's caught, really.
And Sharif just a frustration call here, man. He
Ace
just
8.
he just can't get anything going.
Oh,
finally,
2
a
pair.
resuck.
So, and Bruce.
Let's see if Sharif just smooth calls here, and waits till the river to let him bet into him again. I think Sharif just smooth calls here.
I think so. I think Sharif, being a good player and knowing how aggressive Bruce is, now he's moving all in.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
He's moving all in. No, it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's a standard play for a 2 pair. It's actually, he's in line with what you said someone needs to do against Bruce because...
but that's pre-flop I'm talking about. I'm saying right here he could have bled him for another $100 if he just if he hums and haws and smooth calls.
No, honestly, Bruce, he's doing what you did say to do. He's betting
no
into
value.
Because, there's a lot of money in that pot at this point,
Yeah, that's true.
He just bet like 75 on the turn, so there's like almost 200 plus or more in that
I think
pot.
Bruce is really trying to talk himself into a call here while we're BSing.
Wow. Bruce,
He's asking him, you got the ace or not?
Bruce saying you don't look too serious. He shows his king, so I think
See,
he's definitely going to fold here.
The thing is, there's 2 cards in the deck that can really screw Sharif here on the river. The kings, obviously. Other than that, one of 2 things is going to happen. Bruce is not going to bet, and then not going to call when Sharif makes a big bet on the river. Bruce is going to make a big bet into him.
But who knows? I mean,
like you said, we can see the cards here. But
that's what I was going to say. I mean, ace 8 2 pair. You're kind of worried about your 2 pair. He just bet the turn. So unless he was just betting on a scare card bluff at that point, which he was, you have to be somewhat worried. I mean, he did bet the flop. So
that's true.
You
just praying he doesn't have ace king.
I mean, he might have. Sharif might have thought that he had 2 pair as well with an ace 6 possibly. So.
Yep. Or maybe king 8.
And the fact that Bruce has been calling everything, maybe he thought he was going to get paid off.
That's true.
So it's all good.
Either way, he got the main pot, and that's really what matters at this point. Looks like seat 1 wakes up with ace jack, but seat 7 with pocket queens makes it 25.
And of course,
and Bruce insta calls because he's got 2 face cards.
This is the thing that's happened with Lewis twice now is he's not really protecting with his raises or anything. Queens for 25 in this game. I mean,
seat
come
5
on.
with ace 8.
And there's the ace, of
there's
course.
The 8.
Right there on the flop, there's the ace. Ace jack, Bruce makes his ace. The only thing that's...
Bruce checks it.
And then Lewis, of course, he checks. Well, and then deuce on the turn. So now the bet by Bruce, probably about $50.
Exactly.
And he does make it 50 on the turn, making his
Sharif is really the one caught in the middle. And with the overcall by Sharif, I think that's a horrible call by Lewis.
Lewis makes the call with queens. Wow. And a 7 comes on the turn, so now ace
Bruce
is
going to
up.
win this one.
He's going to bet out 70, 50 again, possibly. He does bet out what appears to be 50, so...
and Sharif might actually save himself $50 here, only because he has Lewis behind him, and he can't really think... he doesn't save himself $50. That's not...
Well...
Pocket queens can't call. Oh, pocket queens with a horrible call.
Unbelievable.
Horrible call.
Wow. Show your ace jack. It's good.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I'm surprised that Sharif made the call with the ace. I mean,
So am I.
I'm not even going to include Lewis in this conversation.
That was
because
just bad.
That was just horrible.
That was just, I haven't seen queens in 8 hours, and I had to call all the way down.
But ironically, if I'm surprised he called with a 7 on the river. If it had been anything high, like a high paint card, I could condone it, being that you're essentially going to chop to aces up at that point. But Bruce continues on his rampage.
Pocket aces in seat 8 for Luis.
And aces, big aces. So
And it looks like he
Jorge-
just smooth calls the 20 from seat 6's raise.
Wow.
No, I
No,
think
no,
about it. He raised to 40.
But
mini raise.
essentially, it's the same as a
Yeah.
smooth call. So what's the point? So king queen offsuit, 7-9-6. Okay, this is where. Okay, so my point.
Kalab
being
bet
is,
into him.
Well, my point being is that position at that point, he get checked. You know, with a 7-high board. I guess he. Yeah. My point was going to be is that I might check behind. Like if it was Bruce and you had position on him and you had aces on the board like that and he checks to you, I would check
behind,
behind.
try to induce
you
the
know.
bluff on the turn.
Yeah, absolutely. But 7-9-6, there was a straight out there.
Yeah, and the worst thing you want to do is give somebody a free card with like pocket 8s or pocket 10s there or something.
And it looks like from the beginning of our show when we came to the table, Bruce started out with 800. And it looks like
He's
he's
well above 2,000 at this
He's
point.
racking up for probably 25 to 3,000.
So, folks, if you guys want to make an extra payment on your mortgage this year, just stick that lucky horseshoe right up there and come on down to the bike.
And Wellcock chimed in from 2+2. Where do we obtain these so-called magic horseshoes?
You have to know a pixie, actually. Queen
And,
4 flops actually queen high flush, and the ace is out there for the redraw.
So,
and ironically,
seat
Bruce doesn't
6.
have a hand.
So Lewis is going to bet it, and the move all in.
Seat 6 all in.
The move all in definitely.
Queen
drawn
4
to
obviously
his
insta
nut
call.
flush draw. So Queen 4, and then Lewis shakes his head like.
And there's a heart in the turn.
Heart on the turn, jack of hearts. Unbelievable.
Wow. So we've seen the best hand pre-flop win, I think, about 4 times tonight. And I really think that's a circumstance of people making these mini raises to $20, $25. You know, if you have 5 calling stations at a $200 table, and I'm in there with like ace jack or somebody that I don't want to see the flop, 60, 70, something. I mean, yeah, you're only going to pick up $20 at a time, $30 at a time, but man, it's better than bleeding off $50 a hand.
You can see Lewis's frustration. I mean, this is definitely one of those times where you want to subscribe to the Caro rule of 20% loss of your profit and probably get up from the table.
Get the hell away.
'Cause
Yeah.
he was up 500. Now he's down to whatever it is, 375. So
Seat 6 makes a 20 with ace queen, and seat 9 with the same ace queen. Well, it's not obviously the same one, but
so with a 7-4 suited, Bruce makes the call.
oh, of course, here comes 7-4, and the big blind makes the call with 9-8
Let's see what Bruce
offsuit.
makes this time. There's okay.
Okay.
I thought he. Nice
I guess we
first-
can't that excited.
Nice first card. I love to see the door card straight flush draw.
Exactly.
With the 6 of clubs.
And ace queen checks it here, which is kind of
And seat 9 with a no, he didn't check it.
yeah. Seat 6 checked it,
Oh, seat 6. Excuse me. I see 2 ace queens. I'm sorry.
and so he was setting somebody up for the check raise all in, hoping somebody had a weak ace.
So he does move all in. He gets the call. The king on the river. No, just kidding.
Oh.
And 8 on the river. They're going to show the best thing. Okay, do I get a comment this time?
Your hand.
I like your hand. Okay,
Which he does because he was free rolling on the turn
like
with the
your
queen of
hand.
hearts.
right.
So okay, that's an appropriate after play comment, Tim, with 2 of you in the same hand. I like your hand. I like it.
Yeah, I like the royal flush draw on the turn for
Exactly.
For Khalid there.
Khalid.
So
And it looks like we're getting a new setup, so we can chill out for just a few moments here.
for those of you at home
Best or what?
who believe in the setup, the different suits of a new setup, the different energy behind.
If you want to know the way, win or lose, how to put Scott on tilt, you call for a new setup every hour on the hour, and you'll see Scott go on insta crazy tilt. Drives me nuts.
I'd be curious as to who asked for the setup. Whoa! Did you see that move?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Alec Baldwin tearing it up there.
Wow. He's been practicing that one all week.
Did you see that one? And this would actually concern me. There was this dealer they were showing at the World Series of Poker who was doing all these fancy card tricks and bottom dealing and weird shuffles and
really?
everything before the hand. And then you got to sit down at a table with that guy as your dealer. I wouldn't feel so hot.
Especially when he winks to seat 2.
Yeah, exactly.
As seat 2 busts your butt.
And looks like we got a jack off, a king off, a 10 off. No one has any value in their hand, period. First to bet should win here, but we'll probably get 8 limpers. And poor Kavi has been playing solid straight up, getting rid of his junk hands, trying to make a raise for jacks, and just couldn't get anything going.
Well, just like the 500 unrestricted, I don't know if solid play is necessary. You see Bruce taking all the money off the table.
Yeah, exactly. Bruce catches his ace, but checks it.
Jack on the turn, so
5-3's got a pair. Jack. It looks like everybody's got a pair, but ace-7 well ahead here.
Tim catches his ace.
And Tim's going to take it down.
Why'd you give me a Diet Pepsi?
That's all that was on the fridge, bro.
Well, there's regular Pepsi right there.
Yeah, but it's lukewarm.
You're Luke. Cool
Do I have
hand
to-
Luke.
Do you have to drink my own urine? No, but I do, because it's sterile and I like the taste. Little dodgeball action there for you.
I think the follow-up from what movie was definitely necessary since...
Looks like we got a ace-queen for seat 7 again. 8-9 for seat 9. So seat 7 been waking up with some pretty decent blind hands, but really hasn't made the best of it for him. And he's going to raise to 20. Let's see who's going to call him down here. And really, like we just finished talking about, there's 25 in the pot. There's 4 limpers behind you. A $20 raise just isn't going to get it done with ace queen. I mean, obviously he's building the pot. He has the best pot equity here, but he's going to get he's going to get 4 callers.
Slowly stuttered and said he has the best pecker.
Yeah, I almost did. Freudian slip there apparently. And he's going to call down.
No, I agree. I mean, this is essentially what he's been doing the whole time.
Calling station, calling station, calling station.
Right, exactly. So.
And let me tell you, a 10 and a 6 are coming on the flop.
So now ace queen does catch the gut shot draw, but
at least he bets it. He bets out 30.
Yeah, that's great.
But he's going to get called down by seat 6 probably, except for his kicker's not too strong and doesn't really have any type of redraw.
Well, if you're going to call, then you're obviously going to call a raise. Why call to catch your king and then not call a bet?
That's true.
So 10 on the turn. Now,
Oh, ace queen,
look
gut
at that.
shotty.
Unbelievable.
But
And,
now king 9 has a huge
right.
flush draw.
Flush draw as well. So
So let's see if a queen comes on the turn.
I
A
mean,
queen
I
on the
don't
turn could
wanna
be real
be
devastating.
pessimistic, but okay, a 5 of hearts on the river there. I would have really liked to have seen a club come out and crack that.
And ace queen does not bet for value there on the river, apparently fearing the flush once Khalib smooth called the turn. I think that's a missed bet there. Not sure if he's going to get paid off by king top pair, but I think it's a missed bet.
If it was Khalid, I think would have paid him off. If it was an aggressive player in there, I would have checked it and allowed someone to bluff at the flush possibly and just called and get some extra money. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, nice. Scrapper Dog putting in some math there to the 2+2 posting about why suited cards actually make your hand substantially better in a multi-way pot. So right on, Scrapper Dog doing a little editing for us. Meanwhile, seat 2 wakes up with just ace jack. Sorry, thought that was something exciting. And
Ace,
a big
jack,
flop for
king.
ace jack.
Wow, 2 pair there.
Don't slow play it, bro. The only thing on that board that can do is chop you off.
He's gonna bet it out. Looks
All right,
like he
fair
bets.
enough.
He only bets like 15 though.
Yeah, I think there's only like 22 in there or something.
And he gets called by Lewis with
With what the hell does Lewis have?
no, that's seat 6. Seat 7 would be
Lewis has got a queen.
What is he drawn to?
A queen something. A queen.
Yeah, we can't see his card. So now the full house, the full house for Ace Jack. I would check behind with my position.
Definitely.
Here.
And he bets it.
God, I just don't get some of these plays sometimes.
I mean, Lewis has got nothing but a draw, unfortunately.
I mean, check. You got position on the guy. You make a full house. Why bet it? Check and let the guy's position bet for the river. If you're gonna bet it anyways and not get called. I mean, you have a full house. Let the guy catch up a little.
Yeah,
bit.
let the guy catch his miracle
It
10.
doesn't even make any. Anyways. So
That's why they're out there and we're in here, Terry.
I guess.
And meanwhile, we got a lot of nothings.
That doesn't stop Bruce, though.
Bruce got King 10. He's actually got the best hand at the table right now, ironically.
Does he, though, laddie? We got a Queen...
Queen 7 suited.
Queen 7 suited.
A 9-4 offsuit, a Jack Deuce. Man, there's some interesting stuff going on here at
Jack
the bike.
Deuce of diamonds. So, 7, 8, 4, 2 spades on the flop.
And no one really
Check.
picks much.
Bruce, of course, will bet with nothing as usual, I'm sure. So he does bet his 15. And
4-8. Oh, excuse me. 4-8 in the big blind. Woke up with 2 pairs.
Oh, wow. And he just Jorge's just going to smooth call with his
I
two
like
pair.
the smooth call there.
Okay, let's see if Jorge actually has picked up on Bruce's image and is going to do something with it. Well, this changes things.
And he checks and checks behind him.
I would, oh, and he makes a full house.
Now let's see if he
Sweet.
checks it here.
I would definitely, no.
He checked it. Yeah, he checked, and that's all you can do.
No.
No, I like the check.
No, you check the turn.
No, I like checking the river there because look at that board. I mean, the only thing that's going to happen is either seat one's going to not be able to call $5, or he's got a pretty big hand. He backed into a flush draw, or he's got a straight or something like that. I like the check.
I understand the check if the turn had been bet, but there was a check on the turn. So what that does is set you up for the river card regardless. It makes it look like you're buying it in position because the guy checked behind you.
I still like the check.
That's the point of betting the river.
We're gonna have to just agree to disagree on this one, because I think on that board, either the guy's gonna fold to $5.
No, you put out a small bet and you make it look like a one card straight bluff, and the guy's gonna pay you off.
I don't think so. Not on that hand. We'll just have to agree to disagree on this one. Meanwhile, we got King Queen against Jack Queen, against Jack 10 against Ace 4.
I ain't agreeing to shit.
Yeah, we'll disagree to just say we all suck.
Ace Queen 5 on the flop, two hearts.
Everybody gets a piece, more or less.
And of course, Bruce with the only ace in the mix is going to bet out.
There's a
15.
shocker, Ace 4. Well, at least he was technically ahead. And King Queen going to call him down. As is Jack 10 for the gut shot.
Wow. So an 8 of spades comes on the turn, giving...
I totally expect to see about a hundy.
Well, I guess now the Jack 10 is open-ended.
45.
Double gutter.
Essentially the same as open-ended. We
Good
don't
times.
need any comments by the people at home regarding the difference. We know the difference.
We get the difference. Same amount of outs.
It is the same outs.
But I bet you we could argue about that for about 2 hours and get some people really on edge.
And then we could take the second hour regarding trips against a set.
And wow, Jack 10 folds it here.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised. I mean, if you were going to call the flop looking for a gut shot, and now you pick up more options on the turn.
And Lewis in his standard, I'm just going to call blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So now...
here's the thing I don't understand. If you're Bruce and you've got ace, no kicker on that board, I think I'm just going to try to check down the river. I don't think I'm putting in 75 there. I mean, he got paid off with it, but I really can't get on board with betting for value on the turn and the river with just an ace weak kicker.
Well, ironically,
he was doing the right thing, but I'm just saying
he's playing against Lewis, and Lewis being the donkey thus far, that's just calling with a...
That would actually scare me even more, because then maybe the donkey's just sitting there with ace 10 or ace 9 just in the check and call mode, and I'm not going to get him off the hand with my $75 bet, but I might lose a... It's like you're almost like reverse value betting yourself if you think there's any chance the guy has an ace.
Right, I know what you're saying.
20.
And looks like seat 6 here raises with pocket 10s to 20.
And of course, ace jack suited for Bruce again. He's not allowed to get bad cards.
Yeah, I actually saw it in the bike rulebook. And seat 9 actually comes in with queen 10 on the button. Seat 9 actually lost a big hand last night with queen 10. It was kind of... I don't know, just kind of berating some people about, oh, my queen 10 lost, I raised with it, blah, 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 and now he's calling raises with it.
Ace,
there's
king
a shocker.
So, of course, the ace comes out for Bruce.
And he goes from third to first. He had no pair, just no overcard. I mean, he's winning all the classic race situations. I, too, would have put in some money there with ace-jack. It's just absurd how lucky the guy's getting.
He bets out 75, it appears, and here's
10-jack's got nothing but a gut shot.
Timmy boy is going to fold, and once again he takes down another good-sized pot.
Helps to have chips.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem again with the little $20 mini raises. Everybody else is building a $100 pot to fold on the flop, and I mean, half of Bruce's money there was pots that are built by other people, and then he's just connecting with the flop, which is no fault of his own, of course. It's just amazing, A, how lucky he's getting, and B, how everybody else is working out.
Continues to...
You just got to have the hand to call the bet, that's all.
Tim, totally on tilt, continues to berate Bruce for having the nuts every time.
Which ironically is just about true. So now we got Queen Jack in seat 6 limps in.
So guaranteed tilt all in the next 15 minutes by Tim.
For sure.
Is my bet.
And he's got a nice little stack in his pocket, so...
The flop is Queen Deuce 4, 2 diamonds. We got a top pair by Khalid betting out with his Queen
and
Jack.
Bruce has got a pair of deuces there on the button. He played Jack Deuce offsuit, and he hit his deuce, so he's calling.
I think he's figuring, well, if I can bust his brother on the turn with bottom deuce pair, I know it's not an ace this time, but I'll probably catch it on the turn again. So,
and seat 5 in there with a pair and a draw.
Well, an 8 on the turn, so
making Queen Jack's hand actually a little bit better.
He's actually going to fold. It appears that regarding
Bruce is calling. Watch, it's only 25. Bruce is calling.
This is where Bruce sniffs out.
Come on, let's bet $1.
No. He's going to fold because he's thinking at this point.
Sharif's behind
these
him.
guys are twins. They could be working some collusion scheme. I saw him get up to go to the bathroom.
Look, he's calling. I was going to bet you $5.
No, it looks like he's raising. Hey, this guy's awesome.
Well, I don't know if I would call...
He's raising it.
Absurd bluffs.
He's raising it. He appropriately asked for how many chips that Khalid had, thinking that, well, if I raise it half his stack, he's actually going to throw it away because he's committing his stack. But
and a 4 on the river.
4 on the river is going to make the queen even stronger, just in case he tries to bluff it again. And he shows the queen. The queen is good. I like the...
And Sharif actually threw away the best hand. He had a 4.
I like the play that time by Bruce, though. He asked for a chip count on his stack, and he knew if he was going to raise at least half his stack, he was committing.
He might get away from it, yeah.
He was going to be able to raise him off it, so it's not that horrible. I might pick up now with my profit, though, if I was Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce, well, he hasn't really bled anything back because he's still picking up the monster hands, but...
That was actually the first hand he's lost, probably, in a long time.
Exactly.
Is it 20? Where is it?
And look again, Bruce, ace-jack, and he's against pocket queens with Luis, who raises it again to 20.
And Lewis has ace-jack this time, pocket queens for Jorge. So let's see if...
The aces are all but dead. Okay, there's 3 aces out.
Jorge and king 8-7 to the flop. Jorge deciding not to re-raise it. Another weird play. He checks
and
just
Luis
because
checks
of the
his kings.
The problem,
Jorge checks his king. Sorry.
The problem is here is if he checks it again, Bruce is going to definitely take advantage of him.
Okay, now he bets out 20 into about a $70 pot.
Even worse. It's like freaking 15. This is where Bruce is going to raise it, guaranteed.
And he just smooth called.
He just smooth called. Maybe he's
drawing dead right now to 1 out.
You know what he's doing? He's
I'm sorry. Now he picked up the ace high flush draw.
No, he's making a play for the river also. A 9 comes. $10. And I think he knows that position. If Jorge checks it to him, he's going to be able to bet it big and get him off it.
And Jorge just bets $10. I love it.
That was weird play by Bruce. I'm really surprised that he didn't jam it to him. Why was he calling with ace high?
He had the ace high flush draw on the turn.
No, but why did he call the river?
$10. Just couldn't get away from his ace jack.
That's the weirdest thing ever, though. Why not?
Dude, you're barking up the wrong tree on that. I don't understand Bruce's play all that much right at the moment.
Why would he not raise it like 100 there?
I think that might be actually like his 3rd or 4th cognac. So
wow, that was definitely weird. I think that ironically enough, Jorge's bet of 10 might have looked like he had the stone nuts, and that's the reason why there wasn't a re-raise.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was weird, though.
I don't know. I think maybe Bruce ate paint chips as a kid or something.
I think that a 1-card straight out there, I would have, especially in a tournament, I would have definitely put in a huge monster raise. Because if he doesn't have the 10 at that point, he's not going to call.
And there's also an overcard out there.
And pocket queens again for another player. It's Khalid in seat 6. And
Khalid
Bruce-
raises to look like 25, and Bruce comes over the top with King 7 suited. I think he came over the top there.
I don't.
Is that?
No, I think it's more. Khalid might have raised to like a.
And
35.
seat 5 with pocket
No,
10s.
yeah, he raised to like 35 or 40 under the gun. And
So
then,
105 in there.
the flop comes Queen 8-3, so a set of queens and a flush
Flush draw.
Oh my god!
All the money is going in on the flop here,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
unbelievable.
And he slow plays it. He checks his set of
Wow.
queens.
Wow. So now it's giving a gut shot draw to the straight for 10s. He's going to bet his set on the flop.
I think this is
And,
where, if Bruce is a real strong player, this is where he comes over the top. Obviously,
No. Not with one card to come. I think he's definitely going to.
But see, with checking the flop, I think
he's gonna-
Khalid set him up nicely.
No, he's just going to call. He's going to see if he gets there. And
What would really, really hurt right now is like a jack of hearts on the river or something like that.
right.
And with 2 overcards out there, there's no way.
And he's going to make the call looking for
a 9, or he
because-
thinks maybe a 10.
Right, the three comes to
queens
give the
make
full
a full house.
Wow. So at this point, he's putting out about
Bruce is
75. He's looking at his brother. He's showing his brother, and
He's
his
drawn
brother
dead.
folds there.
As John dead to a 9, actually picked
Wow.
up one of his only outs on the turn.
So a nice pot for Khalid
Healthy,
there.
healthy
Wow.
pot.
Very
You
nice.
know, I really. Well, who knows? I mean, you're up against a player like Bruce who's been pretty aggressive. Maybe you check your set there on the flop. But because Bruce has kind of gone into this check call, I'm a calling station, I'll make a move sometimes.
No, I think the fact that he's aggressive, and more so, I think Khalid had looked at that board, and it was such a ragged board with like a Queen 8-3 it was.
Right. All
You know,
rainbow.
I guess there was 2 hearts there, but he did decide to
2
check
hearts,
it.
yeah.
You know,
2 hearts.
so.
Yeah, I can't really fault him either way. Personally, I think I'm going to make a little bet into Bruce and hope either he comes over the top
Right.
or I get some value in him calling because he's kind of turned into a calling station as the cognacs have gone down.
Right. 3-5-5 on the flop here.
2 clubs and no one's got 2 clubs.
We don't have much of much, I don't think.
They're going to
here.
check
We
it.
got
Queen comes on the
here,
turn to give Queen 7 the best hand. You know he's betting it.
So no, he
He
does
checks
check.
it.
I mean, he's got bad position, so
Bad position. yeah.
check call probably for him if someone does decide to bet it. It gets checked around to the river. River's a queen, so now he's got a full house. Queen's full. He's probably going to put out about 15, I'd imagine. He bets 20, so
Terry, run out there, man, and get a $5 chip out of that table. I don't want you to be wrong. Let's see if I thought maybe seat 8 might call with just ace higher, but
so the queen's full, disappointingly.
can't take down a big pot.
Right.
It looks like a little brother Khalid here showing up his brother Sharif a little bit. Sharif's just really been on the bad side of some big hands all night.
Honestly, the way Sharif has been playing, I mean,
I think Bruce really threw him off his game in the first hour or so. I mean, before we even went live, I think Bruce threw Sharif off his game. a
the
little bit.
way Sharif has been playing and stuff. I don't even know if that re-raise with the trips bluff against him in seat 9. I don't even know if that was like intentional at this point.
Right.
You know, I mean, he's playing so weird. He's playing really timid. I don't know.
Yeah, normally, you know, well, maybe his brother froze him up there, but if I got pocket 10s pre-flop, I think I'm going to rejack it.
Lots of threes coming out. Jack 3-3 to the flop here. It looks like seat 4, if he was still in the hand, even though he's not, he would have made trip threes. So,
Well, Kave, obviously a pretty tight player. And I don't know.
Kave does look like he did a rebuy, though.
Kave did a
up
rebuy,
to
yeah.
300. So
We have a rule here for those of you that aren't familiar with it. On any of the maximum buy-in games, you're always allowed, if you go below 50% of your buy-in, you can buy up to 150% of your stack. So, for example, Kave was in for 200. He went below 100. He's allowed to buy in for enough to make his stack look like 300. So, always 150% rebuy rule at all the no-limit games here. Gives you a little bit of a chance if you catch a bad beat or something to get some more money on the table and hopefully get your hands back, or get your chips back, I should say. And it looks like we got a hand with a whole bunch of nothing here. Jack Queen, Ace 10.
Pocket ducks for seat 2.
Ooh, ducks.
That's an extra good luck to be in the seat with the hand.
And who was the? Do we have a straddle here or something? It looks like everybody's maybe coming in for 15, or maybe the small blind put out a mini raise there for 15.
We got a
I think they like
jack
the
of
button.
hearts
The
for
button in
Tim,
seat
so
6. Seat 6 put out the mini raise with pocket 6s.
2 hearts for Tim there with the queen high draw.
It's a nice looking hand, actually. One of the better ones he's had all night. With
got top pair though for seat 7 Lewis, and he does bet it. This is probably where you're going to see the tilted all in possibly.
Well, not really tilt. I mean, you got two overcards, backdoor street draw, and a flush draw.
Well, my point being is that instead of just calling the fact that he is a little tilted, he'll probably just stick it in there.
And seat 1's got middle pair, so you know he's down to the river.
He's thinking, well, if I can call 40 here, I might as well just put the chips in there. That's what I would imagine he's deciding to do.
And the funny thing is, you know, he's a favorite here, except for the fact that if Bruce gets involved, the jack is obviously
Actually,
dead.
what he's doing is you can see him deciding to go all in or not, but I think what he's doing is counting out the 40, I believe, what the bet is, and deciding, well, instead of going all in, let me just smooth call and actually get some of my stack back, because maybe if I hit my flush, there'll also be other players in there, and I can make some more money here.
And I'm real surprised Bruce folds there with middle pair. I mean, that's a shocker.
Well, racks,
you know,
racks
7's
on
coming
the
on the
table.
turn.
Yeah.
7 coming on the turn for sure.
So to the flush draw here, and an 8 of diamonds on the turn, giving him more outs now that he's got the straight draw as well. And a king on the river there.
It's going to do no good.
Nothing. The 10 holds up.
Wow, and he does push all in, and Luis immediately calls him. That's almost a shame there. Bruce with his best chance, or I'm sorry, Tim with his best chance there to double through, and just can't pick anything up there.
Don't deal another hand. I mean, I'm still here, but don't other stuff.
So the quietness for the second on our part was
reading the 2+2.
Us reading the 2+2 and me getting the pat on the back by Zootmurph about
and Zootmurph actually putting in some legitimate poker information on a poker forum. Go figure.
Well, you know,
we usually see too much.
He was backing up my comments regarding checking the turn and then betting the river. So
we'll argue about it later. The difference between making small money and big money, I guess.
He's going to just be out. He missed his line.
We got pocket 6s here in seat 8, who
4 players
calls a raise from the button, it looks like.
I guess that would be construed as grinding small money, which ends up in a large profit, or making large money on one day and then losing large amounts the next day.
Copious amounts. Copious. Seat 6 here, seat 8 flops a
set of sixes. The only sets we've seen this evening besides trips, 10s were
and
set
seat
of 6s.
3, all of a sudden Amir wants to wake up and try to make a move at the pot with pocket 3s, with, drawing stone cold dead. That's where I like to put all my money in, is when I'm dead. And 6s continues to check to him.
So now
he makes out the bet.
Now Jorge's going to bet it out, and Amir, who
was drawing dead,
along with Cave and Lewis, I'm going to classify into the weird players for this evening.
Exactly.
Some different plays coming out of these guys.
And, like you were talking about, I think straightforward play might not work at this table. You're going to be mixing it up there with some pocket pairs, little pocket pairs, suited connectors. I don't know how I would play this table if I went back and sat down.
And I believe Lewis just woke up with pocket aces, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So here's a good example of how Lewis is going to bet 25 with pocket aces and crack his ass.
40.
Oh, he bets 40.
Unbelievable. The one hand where you actually do want some action.
He bets 40 and everyone folds.
Unbelievable. Okay, this is what let's just recap here. Pocket 10s, pocket 8s, ace jack, where you don't want callers. You make it 20 in a 5-way limp pot.
Right.
There's 2 limpers in front of you. You have aces, and you make it 40. Like you're picking the wrong hands to be scared of here, Lewis. I mean, nobody likes their aces to get cracked, but come on, man, you want one caller.
I think the correct comment there was
damn, fool.
That
was the right comment.
Was scared, playing scared cards and betting.
You're turning to Mr. T here, man. God damn. Excuse my language. Hope there's no Christians out there.
Raise to 15.
Meanwhile, seat 6 here wakes up with, I thought he was going to wake up with a big hand because he raised to 15, but he's got Jack 8 of
We
hearts.
got a 7-8 of clubs for Sharif. Going to make the call against his brother.
Little brotherly love here.
Brother to brother. Oh, nice flop
Look at
for
this. Nice
So
flop for
on a-
Jack 8, but way nicer for 7-8.
on a central free roll, drawing to the jack, the clubs there. Wow.
You should have called. You had the best hand, but no draw, no redraw,
The
and
brothers show their cards to each other, and
the two brothers. Classic. And it looks like we're headed into our last hand here before we head out to the pre-recorded 2-hour session of some high limit poker. Some other people the other night were concerned or complaining a little bit or whatever, wanting to see some higher limit poker. And since we haven't had it due to the World Series, we're going to oblige by showing a
And,
previously re-recorded.
Now we got some more pocket queens
Yeah,
in seat
seat
4
pocket
for
queens.
Cave.
Cave finally going to win a hand here, man.
Now that everyone's betting out 15, it appears. Let's see if he just smooth calls 15 or if he grabs
Cave
his-
is not going to smooth call. He's going to make it like 55 or 70.
Well, let's see.
He's going to grab it. He's going to lift up the skirt and grab a pair.
And he does appear to be raising, but in classic form.
In classic 200 no limit form.
Right, let's just raise 30 more and have everyone call with the exact same card.
Seat
so,
6, ace 10,
once-
seat 7, pocket 5. Oh, pocket 5 lets it go.
So essentially, let's raise half the amount of what is already in the pot. So the flop comes 6-3-6, 2 spades.
Queens
on the
are
board.
happy. So we're going to head over to this live broadcast because this hand's going to play itself out. And you guys probably going to get a frame of black or maybe even as much as a minute delay as we switch over
Slight
to
delay.
the 300, 600, 400, 800 mixed game with
The big game with
Jerry Buss,
Darius,
Twan Lee,
Mariani,
some of the big ballers.
Yosh, the big boys. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to Scott and I.
Yeah, listen, next week starting Wednesday, we'll have some live at the bike, and you guys are good to go.
Peace.
Yeah.